Hello, hello, friends. I am so happy to be here with you today. So, we are getting ready to be in the Junk Journaling Jamboree, and today is going to be Journal Pals. This is a super, super fun day because what we do is we have a piece of fabric that Jimmy Lou from the Messy Craft Corner has sent us, and we all use the same fabric, and then we all do some kind of different journal with it. And so all the journal covers are going to be different, and all of the insides are going to be different, so nobody knows what anybody else is doing, and that makes it really fun, I think, anyway. And so this is the journal that I am using, and let me see if I can get the light seems a little bit bright on that. Hi, Estella. Hi, Carol. Seems a little bit bright, you guys. Let me see here. Let me see if I can bump that down a little bit so it's not so blown out. Well, that doesn't help. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll just go with that. We'll have to see how that works with the rest of what's going on, maybe. It probably won't be too bad. But oh, I'm so glad that you're popping in. If anybody was on yesterday, you know what a nightmare that we had yesterday in groups. So, or trying to do lives. So my whole event where we were going to share holiday ideas with you, that kind of went to pot. So, we're getting those all done, and as people have time, sprinkling those out. So, you can still look forward to some really cool ideas, and that's too bad. After everybody had spent time and was ready to go, that was really a hard day yesterday. Not just for that group, but for everything. So I just think this is a beautiful collection. And this one is called Winter Garden from My Porch Prints. And that's an Etsy seller. And you guys, I wanted to do something kind of wintry, but I didn't want to be, super snowy. I don't live anywhere anymore where I get a lot of snow, and so a lot of those things just they don't really fit what I'm doing anymore. And today, our journaling event today, where Jimmy Lou sends us to us, what we do is the journal that we make is when we sell the journal, then it is going to, we send part of the proceeds to a charity of our choice. And so what I like to do is send mine to the Alzheimer's Association. That might not even be what they're, well, you know what I mean. Why is it all of a sudden you'll say something, it's like, does that even sound right? Oh my goodness. Anyway, that's what it's going to go to. Hi, Karen. How are you? Thanks for sprinkling me out, Jimmy Lou. I appreciate it. So that's what we're going to do today. And you guys, wait until you see. You're either going to think that I am brilliant or I've gone cuckoo bananas when you see how I'm going to try and make my journal cover. We don't have it all set and ready to go. The book is not done, and I don't know that I'm going to really do the outside of the book today. But look, you guys, I dyed this. I put a little bit of blue and gray paint into some water, and so it's thinned down, so it doesn't really, affect the fabric at all. It colors it, and so all of the light color kind of took on this blue gray tint. And so I thought this was going to be so pretty with the colors of this journal. And so this has got kind of these, blue gray leaves everywhere. And I just thought this would be a really fun way to do this piece of chenille. How many of you like to use chenille pieces? We still have, I never see any. Jimmy Lou periodically picks some up. She finds some in all of her journeys of, thrifting and finding all the good stuff. And I tell you what, I look for it and I never do find any, ever. And so it was so cool to have her. Now, I do have one piece of Chanel. We still have a Chanel bedspread that my mom had, and my oldest daughter has it, and it's completely white. This one was green. I mean, it already had green. And so I was really interested to see how this would take the color. And, so here it is. This is what happened. Hi, Lindy. How are you doing? So thank you. Thanks for sprinkling me out. Thanks, Cindy. So, you just never know, right? So anyway, this is where we are with this. And so before I get into what I'm going to do with the book, let me show you this collection. This is so pretty. And this collection has all kinds of things for cards and envelopes. Just really fun things. Now, some of them I printed a few pages on like a lightweight cardstock, and some of them are double-sided, some of them are not. Some of them are just on paper. There's some that are made, to do the triple pockets, like this. I didn't get this part cut out yet. There's pockets that have the little glue tabs already on them. All kinds of great stuff, you guys. Here's some little pockets. I couldn't figure out what this was at first. I'm like, well, I know it's like an envelope, but I can't figure out what's going on. Well, then I finally realized what it was. It makes kind of like one of the little seed packet envelopes like this. So all this stuff comes, with the collection, the kit already. So again, her Etsy store is My Porch Prints, and this one is Winter Garden. But I love this. Don't you love that it's, still garden type things, and we've got some pine cones here, some little winter birds. And, we don't have to necessarily do all snow. Although I think a lot of the little white things going on everywhere is indicative of snow. But, it's not just flat out snowflakes on all of it. So I really thought that was fun. It's got some little things that you can use for tabs. I've just got them cut this way. You slice them, in between, and, finish cutting these parts out to make tabs. And so these are birds, and these are flowers, and then they have like the little spots to write something on. You love the printables. Oh, thank you. Yeah, aren't these great? And since I dyed that with that blue, well, I picked this because I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. And then when I found this, I thought, yeah, I think that cover will work for that. So now let me show you what I'm going to do inside. And this is a part I'm telling you, either this is going to be brilliant or we're like, oh my goodness, what in the world was she thinking? So I took this book because I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, and look at this. I can get this flower right here on the front, I think. Now, this is what I'm thinking about doing on the front. See, I still haven't even decided this part yet. But you know what I'm thinking? I might trim this out a little bit more. But I thought about putting something like this, and not even putting this on the front, because since it's kind of like this garden theme inside, I'm thinking about putting this and maybe even leaving this little bit of green on the outside here against the white. You guys, this is so not me, but I like it. Do you ever have things like that? It's like, okay, that's really not the neat and tidy that I normally do, but hey, I think that's kind of cool. And then, of course, you can put this. Now, I've only got enough of this piece that I would be able to do like the front edges. I don't have enough to go around the whole book. So, maybe do that, and then maybe actually, finish off the edges, or maybe zigzag them or something so they won't fray. But I am not going to wrap it around. And I'll show you why. I'll give you a peek inside now. But isn't that fun? And this is what's fun about chenille. Like, you've got one design in here. Now, this is that same flower. I mean, you can tell that's the flower. So that's what it looks like. So you kind of have this positive and negative going on, right? So here it is on this side. And I think I like it better on this side. It looks more to me like a flower on this side than the other. But I'm really pleased with the way that it took that, I'm just going to call it my paint water dye. Hi, Maritza. How are you? Okay, you guys. So I had this book, and I've got a whole bunch of them. My daughter found, she goes, why in the world do you have a case of the same book? And I'm like, because I'm me and stuff happens. So it's like, oh my goodness. I donated to something, and then they sent me this case of fabulous books that you could, give to everyone you knew. Well, nobody I knew here wanted the book. I mean, so it's just like, and it's expensive to mail books. So this is what I did. I took out I got it was like a glued in bunch of pages, right? And so I started from the side. Let me find I wanted to show you what I did here, in case you've never done anything like this. So this is how this came like this. So when you open the book, here was this page, and this page was really tight against here. I mean, basically it was glued onto this first cover page. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is like too good to waste, right? This blue color was going to be way too much to waste. And so what I did was, then after I got this center and all of the, basically the guts of the book out, let me see if I can, what did I do with them? I was going to show you. I basically took a few pages out at a time, and then I was able to, once I got to where it was loosened here, I stuck something down. I had a pair of tweezers with long things, and they weren't real thick, so I could kind of stick it down between the bulk of the pages, and and then down there, and I could start to loosen it up. And then I still took out a few pages at a time and kind of jiggled them around until it got loose. And then this part started coming up. And actually, I want to, while I'm thinking about it now, I'm going to stick a little glue in here, because I thought all of this does not have to come out. That'll kind of give it some stability in that spine, and I don't need that to come out. So I'm going to go ahead, put a little glue in there. You guys, I just filled up my glue a few minutes ago. I had to replace my top, and I for some reason it really got clogged up a while ago. And this is what I've gotten where I do is because I refill it from this. It's that Reptile glue, and I like it. It is, it's an acid-free glue, and so I don't have to worry about what I'm using it on for paper products. And so when I open a lot of my glues and gels, your matte medium gels and things like that, once I open them up, I'll take a piece of like this press and seal, and I will put it back over before I put the lid on. I do this to my Mod Podge if I use Mod Podge, and I put it in something else to use instead of using my big bottle. And when I took this off a while ago to fill that little bottle, I could not believe how nice and free that glue was flowing out of my big bottle, because that's the first time I have remembered to do it on my Reptile glue. And so it was super great. So now this was like, this was here pasted on this page. So what I did was I just folded it over to where the glue was, and I just folded it and creased it several times, and then I just tore it right there. So then I've got this real nice piece of paper here on both sides. So now I'm ready to continue here, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'm going to cut this part on this side so that it goes into the spine a little ways, okay? And I don't need to, it doesn't really need to go all the way over. I just don't want it to, I don't want the edge of it to show, right? If that makes sense. So here we go. Here we go with the rest of this process. We'll see how it goes. Well, I should use the other side of that. Let me get my other ruler. Oh my goodness. So what have you guys been up to? I tell you what, some of our weather has kind of cooled down here in Texas. How about you guys? I know some of you are having some super cold weather. Hey Janet, how are you? Hey Cheryl. Thanks everybody for popping in. So I'm just going to tear this along here. That seems like the easiest way to deal with that. Okay. And I don't even think, well, I probably should put a little glue under there so it'll lay down nice. But we're going to glue stuff on top of it. And what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to make a slip spine in here. So if you're wondering what else I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to kind of press this in if I can. There we go. Oh, I think this fabric is giving it a little bit too much give. So I want to make sure it'll lay flat. And that's not sticking very good. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now I've got all this part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this. I've already cut a piece of chipboard, and this is going to be kind of my spine here. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to fold this over. So I want this part hidden in here. So yep, I got that cut to where it's hidden. And then, well, I don't know. I'm not sure if this is going to work, you guys. My idea is to cover this, though, so that it will fold over that and hide the edge. Well, is that going to work? Let's see. So if we fold it over there and cut it off and then fold it more, that should work. Let's see. So fold there, fold it there. So I need it a little past here. Let's see here. So I'm just going to use this again. And then hopefully we'll have a seamless blue cover, inside cover. You guys, it was just too pretty to not try to keep that. All right, so you guys are having super cold, and here, and I'm getting answers, and let me see here. Oh, Edith is over on YouTube. Hey there. How are you doing? Super cold in southeast Michigan, freezing in Pennsylvania, 15. Feels like 7 in Iowa. Low 40s in Florida. Oh my goodness, you guys. I don't even know. I'm asking you guys. I don't even know what it is here. Okay, is this going to work or be too tight? Okay, that is too tight. Let's bend it a little bit over here. Who knows? Maybe this will work. Maybe it won't, you guys. Oh! Looky there. Looky there, looky there. I just have to make sure it'll fold. Oh, you guys. Okay, now it's not super straight right here. Let me see if I can kind of straighten it a little bit. Oh, you know what? I'm going to trim, cut just a tiny bit off of right here on the bottom. All right. Oh, what do you think of that? Okay, now I need to poke my holes. Well, I probably should glue. Let's put some glue on here first. Let's get this guy glued in. It's cold in Jersey. 6 in Wisconsin. Oh my goodness. Ow! The end of my little pin snuck out of there. All right. Whew, that didn't feel good. Okay, let's get some glue down here. Let me put this back on. I feel like part of the time I spend half my time trying to keep my glue covered. And a while ago I was working on something and I didn't. And I tell you what, it didn't take any time, and that was a lost cause to try and get it open. Okay, so now I need to make sure, let's lay it flat like this so it'll work. You guys, I don't know if I'm going to be able to glue that flat. Because once I glue it, well, maybe. Okay, I think I can. I think it's going to work. But for sure, I need that part glued on. Okay. And now we need to make our holes. We only need to make 2 holes to do a slip spine. And so I thought that would really work best for this project. So let me see. I want to be able to see where I'm poking. So put it right here. And then one down here. Maybe. What in the world? Okay. And let's put our little eyelet in. Not too bad in South Carolina, low 50s. Yeah, that's not too bad. Last I knew, I don't know, we were in the 40s this morning, but my goodness, that was hours ago. So I'm actually using kind of large eyelets on this. I just wanted to make it easy, and I wanted to make sure it would go through my chipboard real well. And so if you're using your Crop-A-Dile for the 3/16 inch, you use the A1 settings. And so we'll just squeeze that in, squeeze one over here. You guys, it might work. This crazy idea might work. What do you think? Okay. And so you got to use the little, the little part that goes down, goes through the top. And you just give it a squeeze. All right. And so now we'll put in our little elastic cord. And I got some gray. I thought the gray would probably go nice. Yeah, I think so. I think that'll go fine. Well, even that white isn't all that white. What do you think, you guys? Should we use the gray or the white? Either one. I don't know. What do you guys think? Very clever. If it works. Ooh, 58, but windy in Merkel, Texas. What do you guys think? Yeah, the white isn't that white. Should we just go ahead and use the white, you guys? Oh, Karen says gray. 7 degrees in Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Ooh. Guys, I'm just not used to those super cold temperatures anymore. Well, here's going to be the center. Let's find, and I've already put all of this together. And you guys, here's the thing. When you get ready to work on when you do your pages, And so there were several pages that were just the full page. And so after I ran these through, I flipped them over and then just randomly did the others. I think she had 6 on this set. And so there's, oh, and I did the front one on cardstock to make like a cover. So it'd be kind of like a traveler's notebook, and the cover is a little sturdier, since that's the way we're going to put it in the book. And so this was one of the plain sheets, not plain, but you know, the solid sheet, the printed paper sheet. And then one that looks like the ticking. And what else is there? And there's this one. And I thought this was kind of look nice because it's got kind of these cream colors. I thought that will look kind of good with the bird. And what else? Were there 6? That seems wrong now. Oh, some of them were, there's the one page with birds. That was one. And there must have been something else too. So, oh, and then this one. This was a pretty one. So when I get ready to put them together, I start just taking them. And I'm like, okay, well, if we use this and this is the first page, what do we want in here? Now, I kind of like to periodically have one that is the same thing across. And because she's got so many pockets and all kinds of goodies, you know, that would be perfect. And I can use that, you know, those kinds of things on a layout that the page is the same all the way across, right? And then, this is very much my style. The cover is going to be crazy though. And, you know, and then you just keep kind of laying them out. And then it's like, okay, well, I like that together. And if you didn't like that together, you could say, okay, well, how would it be like this? And that looks fine too. And so then you go on to the next one. And so you just keep flipping them around until you have what you like. And so I like to have one that is something more of, you know, the pictures, and then one that might be a little bit more plain. And sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Like here's 2 of them together that have, you know, different pictures. This bird one was one of the other extra prints. And, you know, so I'm like, okay. And so you just keep doing them. And then you've got some that have lines. So those make great things for writing. So you just keep taking them and flipping them around until you know, you're like, okay, I think that'll work. And then I did grab, because of what this was and trying to do the inside like this and everything, I did not get out a bunch of things that I normally like to put in these things. I don't have any text paper. I don't have any maps, music. I just didn't put anything else. What I did think would be pretty though would to be like to stick in like a doily. Give it, I mean, something, right? You gotta have something different in here, right? And maybe even just stick that right here. Now this one, this is a funny one I found. Look, it's not round. It's like an oval. Have any of you seen these oval ones? So I thought, well, that was kind of cool. So I thought, well, you know, and this would give this a little bit of something, something. And I'll have to trim it off at the top and the bottom. Actually, I should probably trim it a little bit now, or it's going to make it hard to stack them up to get them to bind them, right? So I guess we better put in one. Trim one part off anyway. Well, that almost fits. No, it doesn't. But anyway, I can stack them up and then trim that one off. Okay. So let's go ahead. Well, we got to finish this part first. Lots of people said gray. Let's just go ahead and do the gray. And you guys, when you've got threads or cords or anything like this, if you'll take it and make a little snip, then you can take your end and, you know, put it in there so it doesn't get away. And that makes it easier to find. Like, who wants to tuck these things in again? If I did that, it would probably be tangled for the next time, and I don't really like that. Well, I tell you what, using as big of eyelets as well, now this one's getting away. That didn't stick, did it? Huh. What in the world? Maybe we can do it again. There. This is sure gonna be, you know what we could do? We could even run 2 of these through in case we want to do another eyelet or another, I don't know. What do you think of that? Should we run 2 of them through there? In case we wanted to maybe put in another. You know, it wouldn't hurt. I'm going to run this through twice. Because that just gives another option. And either we can put the whole thing in there, or we maybe could squeeze in a small little booklet or something. I'm going to do that. I've never done that before. I never really thought about it. But that's what I'm going to do. So all of our, knots and everything are going to be on this back side. Maybe. Now I'm getting it all tangled. Okay, so let's trim it off. And get it tied down. Make sure that it's, tight enough. You don't want to make it super tight. And then tie a little square knot. And I usually like to just tie another one besides that. Now, is that going to cause us a problem for getting this glued over? I don't think so. I think that'll be fine. But anyway, by sticking 2 of those in here, let's get those straight. That just gives us another option if we want it, right? Who likes options? I do. Hey, Becky, how are you doing? Okay, so we used the gray. And let's go ahead and get this glued down. And I think I'm going to stick some under here too. I don't know how much of that's going to catch. It might not even catch much. All we have to do is at least get the one edge to catch, right? And then we should be good to go. Is that going to stay in there? And we want to make sure that it'll close. Okay, I think that's going to do it. Let's put some little clippies on here, though, and help us for a second. All right. And I'm just going to put some scissors there. Okay, and then let's go ahead and let's put this together. Hey, Debbie, how are you doing? So we'll just go ahead and stack this up. Maybe we can get some pockets or something fun in. I know so much of the time the ladies all have so much done, and they have covers done and all kinds of stuff, and I said I just feel so behind today. But part of it was trying to figure out what I was gonna do with the cover. You like to do different things for your covers sometimes, I think, don't you? Now this should work just fine. And it's all even. And you guys, this was the thing I liked about using this hardcover book, is it has got a lot of space here. I'm not going to worry about how stuff sticks out in here. This has got 10, 12. This only has 12 pages in it, is all. But the 12 pages, I mean, like I said, we've got lots of pockets and stuff to go. What is going on here? Hang on a second. Okay, there. Oh, I thought I was gone. I was having flashbacks of yesterday. God. Oh, how many of you were trying to do anything yesterday and or watch anything and on the book yesterday? That was not fun. All right. Now we can go in and do that. Now, I don't have any little small things that I'm trying to keep in there. If you have smaller things, you might need to do like your 5-hole or your 5-hole pamphlet stitch, and I don't have to do that. Actually, what in the world did I do with my... Okay, hang on a second. I got my box out and then I forgot to bring it to my table. You gotta have your stuff. You gotta remember all the stuff you're doing. Oh, sometimes I feel like I'm just running around in circles, you guys. Well, we finally got the refrigerator out of the front room, so that's a plus. Oh my goodness, that was just such a nightmare. Alrighty. So we're going to do one up here, a little ways from the, and what I like to do is kind of hold it up so it will get through. Did I get through? Yep. And then hold it here so it'll come through. And I don't want to go, usually I go down about 1 inch, but with the slip spine, unless I'm going to do unless I'm going to use a corner rounder and trim the corners, you got to be careful because it pulls really bad on your pages. Make sure, I like to make sure it's going to come out the center of the spine. So it looks like we're good there. And let's get this on here. I like to do about 3 times the height, and that way you've got plenty. And this is a waxed linen thread. I've had this same little bunch for years and years. So it's lasted me a long time. Okay. So now we're going to go down through the middle. And up through one end, maybe. There we go. Loosen my little tail there. And then out this way and back in here. And we'll go on the other side of the thread in the center. I can't get it in there. There we go. Got it. All right. I'm going to stick that back in there so I don't lose it. Put those tools where they belong. Okay. And then just tie it up. And you can tie a little bow if you want to. Make it kind of cute. Oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm doing there. You know, let me try to do the 2 loopy bows. See if I can do it. I've about got this too tight for where I'm working. There. Okay. So, you know, you can cut those loops down if you want. That is not tight. There. Cut a little bit of that off. All right. So there we go. Now, that has sealed down there very nicely. I love this, you guys. Look at that. So now we can just slip this through both of them. If we had another thing, we could do that. Oh, let's trim this off. And that's gonna just get torn. There we go. There we go. So there we have it. And then now, oh, I got my screen. I can't even see. Yesterday was not fun. You're right about that. Look at that. So now, and I keep trying to make sure I know where that flower is because I'd like to keep that on the front. So yeah, everybody today has got a piece of this same fabric that Jimmy Lou sent all of us, and so everybody's going to be making their, you know, their covers. They're going to do something with them. I don't know. They're going to do something for their journals with this fabric. So mine's going to be this cover here. But yeah, look at this. This is what I'm thinking. And if you came on late, this is what I am thinking about putting this fluffy trim along the front edge and letting it stick out here and still keeping that little green edge. I'll probably pull some more off right here and fray it a little bit more down the edge. And I don't think it was maybe that frayed when I got it, but after I used my paint dye on it, I put it in the dryer. I used a blow dryer on it for a while and I got it somewhat dry, and then I threw it in with a couple of old towels so that I hope to get it dry. And I tell you what, it still was fairly wet, and then I was starting to panic, worried that it wouldn't be dry enough to see how it looked and to use. Oh my goodness. Oh, thanks, Sue. Okay, Jimmy Lou says she's got more pieces like this for in the sale tomorrow. That's cool. Okay, so I'm going to take this out. You guys, I am over the moon about this inside, because now I've got these fabulous pieces here that I can use. They're hard and sturdy. I can do something on there. So that's exciting. But look how nice the book was. I mean, the book was a hardcover book, and I like the way that is going. So I'm not going to get through that part. Let's work some more on some of the pockets and the fun stuff inside. I hardly ever get far enough to spend much time doing that with you guys. It seems like I'm always making the cover is usually what I end up doing while we're together. And there, there's nothing wrong with that. But I thought I would show you some of these pieces that are here. And look, I've even got I think I have 2 more pieces that same color of that inside. This was the rest of what came off of the liner pages. So isn't that cool? So here is so I showed you this, kind of the little seed packet, little fun thing. Let's go ahead and put a little glue on it. Go ahead and seal it up. So let's put a little there and a little on this side. And along the bottom. What happened here? I don't know I think I barely have my glue cap on right. I don't know what it's doing. Something silly, that's for sure. That's cute. Make sure I didn't get the glue in there. I've done something silly. Yeah, I don't have this on right. That's what. That's what. I must have got the cap screwed on funny. Okay, so let's see what else we've got. I know there's this fun little envelope. A different one. There's another one that's like this. Another little seed packet thing. These are fun. These you would fold up. And then these could be, and I did this with this inside, so it could be like a journaling card. Thought that would be fun. This is like a little file folder. Look how cute that is. That's adorable. I love small things, so a small file folder is fabulous. Let's see. Here's another one of these that be a cute little thing to tuck in for a journaling card. Oh, I think there's 4 of those, you guys. There's 4 made like that fold in half. And then there's other ones that are just cards. Let's see what we've got here. Some of that looks upside down. Well, I guess it's both ways. I guess it doesn't really matter. That's pretty, but I think the flowers and everything. And then lots of things you could make. Tags. Sweet little tags. A whole variety of things like that. And a couple of sizes. A couple of sizes of things for tags. Or let's see, that could be another journaling card on the back. Here it is. Here's the little fun thing. Oh, there's 2 of the little mini file folders. You guys, when this is all put together, isn't this going to be so sweet? I love it. I love the color. Don't you love the color? It's nice and wintry. You know, this is our Christmas version. We aren't all doing Christmas. Jimmy and I'd already picked this. I couldn't even figure out what was going on. And then I saw what our graphic was, and I'm like, oh my gosh. You know, and it says Christmas. I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't even pay attention. I failed at the paying attention this week. But anyway, she said, no, it didn't have to be Christmas. And I'm thinking, oh, thank goodness. But I did make it wintry. So that's the bottom. So I'm just like trying to fold these across where their little cutout parts are. I can't even think of that. They're little notches. This would be a cute little envelope. So I printed the inside as well. I printed both sides, so it's got a sweet little decorated interior. That's as much of interior design as you're going to get from me. Although I will say, before I had kids move back in here, one day, well, no, that's not true. I did have kids still here. And she had a friend that came over, and she was so sweet. And she goes, your house looks like it's in a magazine. I said, well, I tell you what, I thought that was so cute. And I said, well, I have to say, I've never had anybody tell me that before. But it was a sweet thing to say. And yes, it was a lot neater. But you know, when you got people living around, it ends up looking lived in, right? And this is supposed to fit in here, I think, you guys. Yep, look at that. That's so cute. That is adorable. Look at that. I just love it. So now, here's this pocket. Oh, here's some pockets. Okay, let's do some of these. What's fun? And then these two, you've got some long pieces and some short ones. to just cut out and use as you want. Good grief, you guys. I'm looking here at my space. This is getting to be a jumbled mess, isn't it? Well, hey, we're busy, right? It really is, Sue, isn't it? Isn't it a pretty set? Okay, let's open this up and put in a couple of things. Oh, that'd be cute. So with this one. Oh, I like this one. Let's do this one real quick. And you guys, man, she put her glue tabs. She doesn't skimp on those. You know, I had one thing, a printable that I got the other day, and I printed it all on cardstock. It was a folio, and I printed it all on cardstock, and it was kind of tight. To the point that it kind of gapped in the front. And I thought, well, I was kind of irritated. Although she said she did tell us that she printed the outside on cardstock and then everything inside was paper. But I wanted mine to be more sturdy than that. And if I knew it was so tight, I would have cut the flaps bigger and extended them so that I could have made a little bit of a gusset on it. But it was okay. It's still cute as could be. Okay. Well, we've got plenty of room. Let me pull it back over. Oh my goodness. I can do it. I can do it. That's cute. Look at that little bird. He's cute. Okay, so now we've got all these fun things that we can, you know, tuck in some of these pockets. Look at that. Oh, so we've got some, what time is it? Okay, oh my goodness, we got 10 minutes left. Super. Let's cut out some of these that are larger to go in there. Let's cut out... cut this one out, this little bird, and we'll put these pine cones along there. Thank you for having me, Jimmy Lou. This has been fun. And you guys, I'm first, so if you're in Junk Journaling Jamboree, looky there, you can just refresh your page for our next presenter. So we like for you to be in there into Junk Journaling Jamboree so you can watch everybody. And following me is Lindy Taterbuggin. She's going to be up next. Oh, I didn't even notice this. All of these pockets are on the left. Okay, well that's interesting. Well, Well, I guess you could still put them on the right. I tend to make them this way, though. What about you guys? Do you usually make the larger part on the outsides of your pockets or the outside of your page? I guess I do. Well, now I got to decide. Isn't it funny when you feel like this is the hard part of what you're trying to do? Is like decide where you want to put a pocket. Look, this really does. Look, it does. This is the closest I've seen to something that actually looked like it was a snowflake on here. But I hope that you have enjoyed this today. I hope I haven't made it too confusing. But yeah, you guys, if you like that piece of Chanel, be sure and check out Jimmy Lou's sale tomorrow. She is really She is really spending some time on gathering things. That's for sure. I have got quite a bit gathered around, but I really haven't sorted through or have it ready to do anything with at this point. That's fun. And some of these we could take one of our little tabs. We could cut one of these and use it on the edge of the little cards. So I'm just going to trim this out. Cut it, and then all you got to do is trim it through here and fold it in half. Put some glue on it, and you've got this sweet little tab. And I printed on the back of a lot of these. I guess most of them, because I wasn't sure what I would be doing with them or where I might want them to be, you know, showing or not showing. Okay. So let's kind of put this here. Get it kind of straight. That's sweet. And lots, like I said, lots of pockets and fun stuff. And then there's going to be enough room in the front of that book cover to do something else. Maybe I'll put a waterfall up there in the front or the back. Another great pocket. Not sure. But so much fun. So much fun. Ooh, I don't like that. Could do this. It's the same paper, but I like it. So I hope you guys can stay for our event today. And I tell you what, it is so fun to see what everybody comes up with. And especially today, all we have that's the same today is the fabric for the cover. So, I don't know. Some people may have already done their whole journal cover and got it covered. And I'll be back. I'll be back and, you know, get that figured out. I'll probably come back and do some other things in here too, but this is so much fun. Okay. And then if you ever, now when you've got glue tabs, you have a good amount of space anyway. So you don't really have to, you know, worry too much about it being too tight. If you don't have glue tabs on a pocket, one of the things that you can do is just go ahead and as you're gluing it down, just kind of give it a little bit of a nudge towards the center. Doesn't have to be much, and it'll loosen it up just a tad so that you can have, you know, more room on it. And so that can really help you guys. It really can. That's so cute. These are just adorable. I tell you what, I love these. You know, I've seen other things that she has done too. So again, this was the Etsy seller My Porch Prints. And lots of fun stuff. So many people though. You know what? And I have designed some stuff too, but you know what? I think I'd almost rather make the stuff than design it, right? I like putting it together. I like the construction part of paper crafting. There we go. I'd probably round the corners on these a little bit. And you don't have to have, I'm going to use smaller ones. You don't have to have, you know, regular corner rounders. You can just take your scissors and just give it a little trim. Excuse excuse me. And if you wanted to, you could, use a little ink on the edges. There's enough variation in the color in a lot of these pieces, though, that, I think it looks really fun and kind of vintagey without, even having to do any inking on it. So, yep, my time is almost up. I only have a couple minutes, and then we're going to have Lindy with Taterbuggin'. Now, the one thing that I don't see any of in here, there's not any like little real small things like you could, use, but you can still make tuck spots out of some of these bigger pieces. You could just put this on here. You could put this along, here and just have it a tuck spot here. There's lots of ways to use, when you have a printable, there's so many ways that you can use all the parts. Oh, and here was another big envelope. We'll do this one real quick while we're finishing up this segment. So we'll do the little ends here in the bottom. Or no, that's kind of the little envelope thing. So I can hardly wait to see what everybody's doing. Yeah, Karen. Yeah, she has great things. There are so many designers. I tell you what, it's amazing how much stuff is out there, right? So very much. So just put a little glue in here. So we are just about ready. And if you're watching, and I hope you are watching from Journaling Jamboree, be sure and just refresh your browser to see Lindy over at Taterbuggin'. She does gorgeous stuff. All of our people do such wonderful things. It's just so fun to see the different things everybody makes. Okay, and there we go. And then we got this cute little envelope. A long envelope. That's a long one. And that's a wrap, you guys. Thank you for joining me today. And I will, and so, watch and we'll get that cover put together someday in the near future. We'll finish that up. I'll let you know. So I hope if you're not following me, I hope you'll give me a follow. You guys, thanks for being here today. I'll talk to you later. Thanks, Jimmy Lou. Bye-bye.